Okay, we're going to talk about your guardian angels here for a minute. We get really excited about this sometimes because we're so accurate on these guardian angel lines. We've got a lot of feedback from different clients saying how accurate those lines are. So in your left hand, this will show you who your guardian angels are. And the right hand we'll go to in a minute. We'll show you if you've had visits or protection or any kind of interaction with those guardian angels. So how this works, let's expand that down just a little bit. Images are getting a little bit squirrely on me here. As we go down around that lifeline, it goes down around that thumb, and from the edge of that hand, from the edge of the palm actually, and there's a timeline on there. That timeline starts right here at age 10 and goes around down the palm. We come up between these two fingers and we draw an imaginary line down here. That's right around age 20, 21. And that goes through your 20s and 30s. And then as you get down here and that line breaks, that gets into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, up around the back of the palm. So that's how that timeline works. And what we're looking for is little lines that come up and they touch on that lifeline. And then as they touch on that lifeline, there'll be a third dissecting line. And what these lines show is a death of a loved one. So let's say your grandpa or grandma, parents, great-grandparents, cousins, aunties, uncles. It shows how old you were when they passed away. And it also suggests that those people had a good bond with you, or they at least knew who you were, and they cared for you a lot. They cared about your well-being. So let's pull this up so we can see just a little better. Those lines are a little bit faint sometimes. So let's start right here at age 10, and then 11. You can see you've got a couple of lines there, actually, a couple of guardian angel lines, that little dissecting line. So whoever passed away when you were 11 years old is a guardian angel to you. Then as we go along, we're going to look at, the lines have to come up and touch on that heart line, then have that dissecting line. So right there around 11, 12, and 13, you've actually got 3 guardian angel lines that come up in here. So that's actually a group of your loved ones. Then the next line we have is right here. It comes up and touches. So let's kind of count that out. 11, about an eighth of an inch for every year. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right there around age 20, like I say, we come down with this imaginary line. It looks like it could be 19 or 20. Right there in that range. And that's a good guardian angel line. They stay with you all the way into your late 30s, looks like. Very strong line. That'd be in that 19 to 21 range, right in that area. Then let's see if you have any other ones here. We'll only go to your age that you are now to, let's see, was age 33. This could be one right here. Maybe around age 22, 23. It's a little guardian angel line. It comes up there. And then we don't see any others there in your 30s. So that's who your guardian angels are. Sometimes you have to kind of think about that, and you might have to get together with some relatives to see when they passed away and how old you were when that happened. But that's how you determine who your guardian angels are. Okay, let's go over to your right hand, and we will see if you've had any visits. Or interaction with guardian angels. And these lines are really light, so let's move in. We go on the same timeline down around that lifeline that we did on the left hand. We start at age 10, and these lines aren't going to have a dissecting line. They're just going to come up and touch on that lifeline. And as we come around here, so that's 10, 11, 12. Looks like you've got some interaction there from a couple, 3 different guardian angels. Did you have a situation in your life around that time that maybe you needed some protection? And they can come to you in dreams, or actually come to you like a thought in your head to tell you not to do something or to stay away from something. They can give warnings, or they can just come to visit you and let you know that they're all right. But as we'd seen in that left hand, you have a kind of a grouping of guardian angels there around that 12 to 14, actually 12 to 13 area. So we had 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then around age 15, you've got a guardian angel line that comes up there, a visit or some kind of protection. And that one follows you, clear into your 30s. They're with you. Clear into your 30s. Then we go, let's see, same thing here. Draw an imaginary line down to that line. Right around age 19 to 21, you've got a very strong line. This guardian angel had some interaction with you right around that age range, that 19 to 21. They stay with you all the way, it looks like all the way into your 40s. Kind of watching over you, protecting you. And then we don't see any else there in your 30s. This could be one here in your later 20s, mid to later 20s, possibly. After you've had a chance to go through the reading, why don't you get back to us and let us know if you had any experiences. And we can always go back and revisit this at certain timelines to see if we can see a line we can kind of focus in on that. And if you don't mind, we've got a really interesting guardian angel story that we like to tell people. Years ago, when Kat was reading hands, actually was in Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, in a little boutique there, a little crystal shop. And she had a gentleman in there. He's probably in his mid-50s, and she discovered a prominent guardian angel line that showed in his hand right around age 40. And she asked him what had happened there. That'd be right around in this area. And well, the poor guy got really emotional, and without hesitation, he started to describe how he was sitting home alone one evening, and he's getting a little concerned about where his 16-year-old daughter was. She'd gone out to a high school football game, and she was late getting home, so he's getting concerned. He then talks about how he was sitting in his favorite chair in the living room, and he glanced up at a portrait of his deceased wife that was sitting on the mantel. He heard a very strong voice, clear as day. She told him that he needed to go out and find his daughter. So he called his sister, and they ran all over town looking for his daughter. And eventually they were guided to this little mom and pop restaurant. And when he got there, he saw his daughter out back, standing out behind the restaurant. And there were a bunch of guys on bikes, and they were riding around her, harassing her, and giving her a bunch of crap. And so he went and grabbed a stick and went out and chased them all off. Well, it turns out his daughter had gone to get some shakes with her friends. And after the game, she made a wrong turn and ended up out back of this restaurant. And now as he's getting his hand read, and Kat was telling the story, his daughter was sitting right next to him. She's nodding her head in agreement and getting really emotional. Kat says to her, "Show me your right hand." And sure enough, his daughter had a very prominent guardian angel interaction line right there at age 16. So these lines matched up. Isn't that an interesting story? We hope to publish these guardian angel stories. We've got hundreds of these in a book as soon as we can find time to do it.